DPS there with Axe and all the Uller abilities right after the fact. Shogun's Kisari is going to be big here for Genetics, just accentuating that auto attack.
Yep. Versus Sanguine, game 1, and it's the debut for Genetics here as part of this eUnited roster. And I've been saying for a while now, Myth, that I think Genetics really is someone whose SPL caliber all of last year, I think he was different.
They are right now, and just waiting for the fight to come to them. eUnited can do whatever they want.
Taiko drums connects, and Shinto finds first blood on Heroin in middle lane. The Uller had already used beads and just couldn't quite avoid. Not already backed up, nice and safe. They should be okay. And maybe it's Sanguine considering rotating over towards gold. There are some pings. Maybe Netroid just wants to keep tabs on where this Uller is. The rest of Sanguine continue to get aggressive, looking for variety to meet the tier 1, and that sets up for their second kill. Genetics can't find anything in response.
It's an unfortunate state, right? You send your support over there, try and peel them out. Scream is forced back to base before the secondary fight even happens.
And I think Shinto, for a lot of people, is considered, you know, that star player is a nice bounce from Netroid. Has to disengage if the ultimate comes out. He might need to keep on disengaging. Genetics and Scream all rolling up, and look how fast this Poseidon is. He's really starting to catch up with the Traveler's Doom Orb combination, plus that speed buff as well, but it doesn't end up bearing any fruit. In fact, Snoopy is stuck in a bad spot. He gets the beads forced out early, and Shinto gets kill credit. Nothing for eUnited is working right now as Wrong You forces the other two members to back.
I don't like that aggression from
Circles do eUnited. They can't afford to stick around to try and look at this gold fury. So Sanguine continue to do enough to alleviate some of this pressure, and that's a big bounce from Netroid. The Suns easily guaranteed a kill. I know Wrong You is nearby, but that's a nice solo kill for Netroid against Snoopy. United, 3 members strong, threaten the tier 1 there. And it looks like Sanguine are just going to straight up trade with them. They'll take the tier 1 and then threaten the tier 2 tower in mid. Variety comes in to contest. They turn on him, quickly burn him. Now they should be able to get the tier 2, but look how much faster eUnited are moving now. They're the ones threatening the left side Phoenix. So Yarkor and the whole squad start to back. They don't even grab the tier 2, but they're not going to get here in time. Myth, this Phoenix has already been burned, so they got to make someone pay on the back side. But Beads comes out. Genetics catches back up. They're fully retreating. Yarkor going to try and disrupt to help the squad catch back up. Sanguine really got to try and find some kills here, but Kraken is further disruption as Sanguine try and keep up the chase.
Snoopy's doing a fantastic job throwing out the second ability on cooldown to slow down the chase. There's, speaking of Fire Giant, it wears off.
Yeah, Panatom wants to try and get aggressive, does force a Fear No Evil. That gets the defensive ult out from Genetics in response, but now they know Scream is topside. Thunder Crash is aggressive, drops the Kraken on him, but that's a good Aegis from Shinto so he can immune all of that damage. The Suns come out from Netroid, that splits this fight in half. But eUnited are happy taking the top side. Variety goes in right towards Netroid, cuts him down to size. They're not done. Netroid, or rather Herwin, has leaped in aggressively. Can't find anything with that Uller axe, but they have manufactured all this pressure they're currently working with to where they can feel comfortable starting up a slight gold lead now as well. They've made up for a lot of the experience deficit, but look at this play they're making with Genetics. He's heading over towards Fire again, and they're yet again going to try and trick Sanguine and burn the objective, and look how quickly they're bursting it. They don't even use Kraken for confirm, it's just to take it, and yet again Sanguine caught unawares.
That is some of the smartest play I've ever seen. I'm grinning ear to ear.
Right.
It's left, but yep, here it happens again. Where you guys grouped up for, we're already on your other Phoenix.
And remember, they burn it so quickly because of this composition.
Wow.
I mean, even Scream provides good damage. It's a big ultimate for Panatom, though, on the backside that has separated Genetics away from his backline, and Yarkor continuing to push them out. Genetics is trapped back in. He will be the sacrificial lamb, but that's fine with eUnited. They got exactly what they wanted in that right side Phoenix. They'll strip some of the jungle, and they'll realize that Variety is kind of a red herring, isn't he? Wherever he is, the play is not actually happening there. He's the one that's being the covert agent. So they force Wrong You to use the ult. Genetics does get grabbed and pulled back, but that's easy for him. That's a big Fear No Evil, though. That hits just about everyone on the side of eUnited. Does get good relics out. Irwin has no defensive relics available. He's a sitting duck. Kraken comes out to try and provide him some backup, but Panatom gets the kill. Now they turn to Variety way in the backline, but the Lord of the Afterlife lets him keep up the chase. Netroid does get Snoopy, but Variety gets Panatom, and now they turn back towards the Osiris. They move through the whirlpool, even with all those raging waters, and find one more kill under the Osiris.
Sanguine seems to have finally discovered what the weakness of eUnited's draft is, and it is team fighting. That's the first one we've seen past the 10-minute mark. Sanguine take it cleanly. Still only 2 kills on the side of eUnited. They find the return on a Panatom. but now Sanguine's in the driver's seat. Their builds are just about finished. They're going to be looking to get that 6th item or moving in towards some elixirs. Fire Giant should go uncontested. Scream doesn't have Kraken for a while. If they get any CC on him, he might fall.
Yeah, he doesn't have any defensive relics either. He's really just hoping he has the burn. And the answer is that he doesn't. It's a deicide for Sanguine. They should still be able to do this FG. Netroid sticking behind on it, but everyone else is a bit low. They don't want to come inside the ring, so Scream has actually done enough. No, they're just resetting the aggro now. They should be able to grab the Fire Giant. No problemo. So Scream does not do enough. FG and the deicide, the map back out again and potentially work around this To the Skies Horus ultimate. They just couldn't quite find it. Genetics has to disengage. He was in that choke point, was in a little bit of trouble, but he's a...
If Sanguine's looking to start the fight around Scream, they've already missed the opportunity. Beads are back up.
Panatom finds a big ultimate. Frenzy comes out from Genetics in response. He's looking to try and chase down Panatom. Switches to Netroid, who's all alone, but he didn't bring any friends. Meanwhile, Snoopy has found a way to get back there towards Shinto in the backline and get a pretty critical kill. So now it's Variety's time to keep on diving. Has the Thorns popped, Lord of the Afterlife as well, and he's daring Netroid to turn around and output some damage. Now the crits are starting to hit, but not for a whole lot. Snoopy now in range to start providing the damage. They force Netroid to use the Aegis. Finally has to use the dive bomb to get out, but now Heroin's here. Hail of Arrows lands. That's big damage, but Netroid found the damage onto Heroin in response. So it's a 2-for-1. This is still favoring eUnited.
That was
And then when someone at United has to defend a Phoenix, then Sanguine can take a favorable fight around FG. They seal a lot of their games this exact way. To the Skies, though, they're looking at cut off Netroid, rotating back out from getting the Fury. He does recognize it and saves the dive bomb, but he's all alone. They pop him easy, and Netroid is the one that drops first. Panatom has to disengage. Rongu comes back in. They drop Kraken at their feet to help out. They get thrown back in to the Taiko drums from Shinto, but that's Variety. He's not the target that you're looking for. eUnited have punished Sanguine's signature play. Is so strong, it'll be threatening that left side Phoenix soon. So United have to step on the gas. They have to start up this FG and try and get something out of this trade, or else they could potentially be losing objectives on the map elsewhere for free. So they have the Fire Giant down low, Sanguine nearby. To the Skies, and the Kraken are enough to confirm. Variety alone and left gets Fear No Eviled by Panatom, so they get the punishing kill. But look at the left Phoenix. It's getting lower and lower, and there are more minions there to threaten. They can't find the backs either. This is exactly the kind of fight that Sanguine wanted to try and force that Phoenix down.
Snoopy gets there just in time to keep the Phoenix alive. That's rather lucky, but the fight does go Sanguine's way.
So Sanguine have got to find something on the back of this fight, or there's no way it's a favorable trade. But now it's To the Skies. Everyone can just disengage.
Wow.
Here, Scream gets the kill onto Panatom even before the disengage comes through. And look where Variety is. He's still just chilling up near the Phoenixes.
With Enhanced Fire Giant, if no one wants to stop him, screw it. Variety's just going to go ahead and do it himself.
I'll take it.
One Phoenix down, second Phoenix at 50%. Now with the numbers advantage and Fire Giant, Rongu hasn't been able to back. United could end.
United could end, but they're stuck inside the Suns. Doesn't matter to Scream. The Kraken gobbles Yardcore up easily. They are going to back up, though. They're not ready to start moving into this mid-Phoenix yet. They could finally threaten multiple points the right way. They'll send Heroin over to the left side Phoenix. The rest of the squad's already gotten mid, and suddenly this entire composition, the strategy from Sanguine has started to collapse. Only 3 members to defend the Titan, but it's too much damage from eUnited. It might have taken 53 minutes and 49 seconds, but they grabbed the victory in Game 1.
I think the rest of the map is going to go just fine. How well can eUnited's duo lane, which has struggled when faced with intense pressure so far this year, really stand up to that test? That's going to be huge.
Pretty good draft for these teams. Not quite as good as taking Joe Burrow first overall, but still pretty good, my man. Sanguine.
Obvious that's what Sanguine's wanted to do the entirety of the year, but the simplicity of the strategy, the eloquence of it is that no matter what, if they want late game, they're going to get there eventually.
Variety recognized that he's under pressure, has been pulled back in. The Typhoon is there too, and Sanguine make the gank happen over there in solo, and they really needed their own new one around Genetics, and that's what's going to prove superior, as Genetics looks for the pull but can't get it.
Genetics is a fantastic talking point as he finds some aggression out of Rongu. Scream finds second blood rather. 23-22 is the goal to Genetic last game. He wasn't quite comfortable playing on this ping. Now he's on the Hercules. We're really going to see how that affects him.
He's happy to get aggressive, and you just talked about how maybe they need to disrupt Panatom's farm. Well, this could be the moment to do it. A good Typhoon for him allows him to get out, and that's a great River's Rebuke, but somehow Variety gets up and over. It does get caught out by Shinto, though, who drops down the apple. This has been great. Yemoja play really from Yongyu, and that might be what ends up killing Variety in the end as Yarkor gets the kill.
Wow.
Credit for it. Another perfect pull back in. That was almost picture perfect Yemoja play from Yongyu.
Current play style. I imagine United say, okay, well, our late game draft isn't bad. If they don't want to fight us, let's stop forcing poor fights around the enemy towers. Let's just go ahead and play for the late.
Crushing wave hits just about everyone there from Scream, but it's too late. The Apple pops him for about $1 billion. Shinto gets genetics there as well on the backside. Variety has found a big knockup, and the damage should be enough for Hurwin to get the kill in the Panatom. You see that it is. So they make it a 2-for-1. They at least get something back, but another good fight for Sanguine on the back of aggression to United.
Snoopy now getting aggressed on himself, plays aggressively. Netrioid finds a solo kill for himself. Sanguine popping off, playing incredibly well, and it's off the back of that defensive positioning. Shito finds a solo kill himself. What's going on?
They're starting to get a little bit more, and I wonder if maybe United are getting a bit too antsy.
Netrioid says, okay, let me play defensively again, find that aggression, able to chase him out once that ultimate goes through. They're playing incredibly slow, and it seems like United's just getting frustrated having to deal with it.
Might be. Everything they're looking for hasn't worked. That's included this solo lane. This has been one of the areas where Sanguine has been Yeah, if Netroid goes the full pen build, he might be better confirmed with a Hail of Arrows, Bladed Arrow combo, perhaps even than Shinto is. It'd be interesting to see how they end up lining up late game. This is good, though, from Genetics. They've got Wrongview trapped in the back line. Snoopy gets the kill. Maybe a bit of overkill there, too, as now the rest of Sanguine can reinitiate, knowing that basically all of the ults are down on the side of eUnited. They make it a 1-for-1 support for mid, and that should favor Sanguine.
3 ultimates still available. Yarkor can lock down anyone that moves in. Now Variety has nothing left.
And that's a ton of damage from Netroid to start that fight off, and Variety can't handle all that extra power. Now it's Genetics that's in trouble too. A double kill for Netroid as the Uller starting to rear its head at this point in the game. They're going to head right to the Primal, and there's no way United can step in to try and contest Myth. This should just belong to Sanguine.
Sanguine is casually moving around the map and just taking fight. Netroid now going to be on the backside, trying to see some aggression towards him. Scream doesn't have his ultimate available, but Snoopy's moving up.
Snoopy is moving up. They're getting aggressive yet again into Sanguine's side of the map. They got to be careful here. They've already used quite a few ultimates. Wrongview is the early target, and that's left Genetics all alone in the back. Snoopy's gotten aggressive, trying to see if he can find the kill on the Wrongview, but instead he's eaten an apple, and Shinto finds the kill, so Snoopy falls as well. That's the duo lane for eUnited removed. Sanguine pay them no mind. Now where will they head next? They will lose the tier 1 tower in solo, as Variety hasn't rotated out, but Hurwin is all alone in the back of the map, and Yarkor comes for him with some help, and they get another kill.
You would have traded out your... Let's say he gets best case scenario there and he trades out his life for wrong use. That's still a win for Sanguine.
It is still a win for Sanguine. Another win is forcing out Scream's beads. Another win might be locking down Variety. It's a big ultimate from him. He has the Rage transformation coming as well as he tries to get aggressive and look for the backline kill, but the apple was back up again, and Netroid gets the kill credits. They're still pulling the Fire Giant. They finally drop it. They can go for Pyromancer instead, the easier objective. But this has been a really clean game for Sanguine.
Try and stop me, and United can't. They're so far behind.
Now, this is not favorable for them at all. The River's Rebuke does isolate the fight, forces Genetics to go around the long way. Scream is lurking behind the corner, can't find the knockup. It is a good crushing wave to allow him to reposition, but the apple is waiting again. Shinto has been on the mark with these Discordia ultimates so far. What about Wrongview? Can he find the escape? No, he's pulled right back in by Panatom, and Netroid is the chainsaw that's waiting to go to work. eUnited have not had an answer at all through the first 20 minutes, and now Sanguine are going to head to FG.
Genetics half health. Snoopy showing himself on the map. This should be a free FG for Sanguine. I'm still thinking about the analogy. It's kind of like Sanguine's playing their own house rules. If you want to play Smite, play it my way. Kind of aggro scuffed ping pong rules. He thinks he's the best in the office. He's not. But now Genetics getting caught out himself, walking into the wall twice. Good luck, bud. Snoopy might be able to find a Phoenix though.
Yeah, this is something good at least for eUnited. That Snoopy didn't rotate over and got the tier 2 tower. He won't be able to get this left side Phoenix though. That does end up hurting United. In fact, they might end up losing Snoopy for this. They've got that Amaterasu aura, and it's speeding up everyone, so the Hou Yi has no hope of running. He just looked for the trade there. That's the right play, but there wasn't one available. So
Tower uncontested and back up and defend the Phoenixes, and that's a smart play.
try and at least even things back up. But Variety isn't tanky enough not to get away from the Yarkor Panatom combo. Genetics does pull 2 members back in, but meanwhile the rest of Sanguine grab the tier 2 tower over and left. Now they're threatening the left side. Phoenix and the United still don't have everyone there. The River's Rebuke cuts off all the reinforcements, so a boulder comes over the wall, but Sanguine happily get their damage, regroup, and look to engage. Panatom can't find the pull, does get pushed back in. That's good work by Genetics. Heroin gets the kill credit, and the left side Phoenix is still healthy now. Yarkor taking a lot of extra damage from Snoopy. This is good work from United to finally find some defense.
3 versus 4. Scream had to use his beads in that engagement and his ultimate. No ultimates available on the side of eUnited. The siege can't continue, especially considering Rongyu's got plenty of
point, and then say you're not allowed to come through this choke point. It makes things a lot easier for you when you're starting up this FG. But Yarkor's taking a good bit of poke on the front line. That's why United are stepping forward to the River's Rebuke, cuts the fight off, but Variety gets blown up instantaneously. That is a good boulder. It brings Panatom down low, but Yarkor's ready for the reinitiation. They want the Hopwa, and Netroid now Divine with 9 in a row. Yarkor's got to get out of there. His HP pool is too low, but Netroid going hunting, finds the triple kill, puts Snoopy into the dirt as well. He's immortal at this point, and Sanguine don't need FG. They can just barrel right down mid.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just say that's game. 5 strong.
Yeah.
All of them still completely healthy. Scream almost was able to turn around that fight had his ultimate come through. There was so many stacked up from Sanguine. Instead, Crushing Wave slams into a wall. Scream falls immediately. The fight falls apart from that point forward. And Sanguine don't care even a little bit about Genetics and move directly into the Titan.
This is a clean game win for Sanguine, and I think that this is kind of one of those wins that you can look forward to and say that this is why people think that Sanguine...
Off Naja ult, I wouldn't have called that a great setup ultimate before, but now with the extra movement speed, you can do that a little bit more reliably from a safer distance.
Different or more different game 1 and game 2 there, could we, Dave? I mean, game 1 was that when he's up in bat out of hell, that's just gonna happen no matter what. So it's a question of how much can they sort of get away with before that, as Panatom is the target, and this is what we meant by that single target pick. They're able to lock down one dude, and not a whole lot you can do to get away from it. They might even get Rongu as well, as the elephant desperately tries to escape, but that's a great ultimate from Scream. Pulls Rongu back, and they get 2 on the board.
The 4-man death ball from eUnited starts at the just continually aggressing towards this blue buff. If Sanguine decide now to defend it, they've already lost 2. The lead's there. Scream's already ready, a level up on Panatom as well. If an ultimate comes out from Naja, they're gonna die no matter who is hit.
There's yet another blue buff invade. Scream grabs Yarkor this time. The King Arthur comes right back down. Yarkor still clinging to life somehow for now, but he's stuck inside the blue buff pit. Gets some help actually with the shell, drops the Thundering Strike, and gets the turnaround kill of Genetics. At least gets something out of it, but Rongu gets stuck in no man's land as well, and he ends up falling. And so far,
it's the objective plays because continually, every time that right side jungle spawns for Sanguine, eUnited's there, and that's where they're going to go ahead and pull their lead.
They've been stripping it away, so no need to dive, perhaps. Genetics has used the blink. That's good silence, though, from Rongu. That prevented the push he was looking for. The apple comes through for Heroin, does find Rongu and bring him down quite low. But now Variety's a bit isolated. Remember, this time he doesn't have the bat out of hell to disengage, but there is no chase. They can't get to him. Meanwhile, Scream knew what he was there for. He's stuck on the buff and got it. Now he's up in the air with the Arthur, brings him back down on what's waiting. But Variety and the Watery Grave, all enough for Heroin to get one more kill, and Sanguine still, even with all these members they're bringing over, haven't been able to answer.
And considering that now there's a dis-sync between the red and blue buff for eUnited, they don't have to worry about the invade.
Here's that gank happening in the left-hand side that you were looking for onto Snoopy, and it ends up knocking him up. Netroid gets the kill, and Snoopy will end up falling. So in response to all that pressure happening over in solo, Sanguine get a good gank on the Netroid.
Yeah, no horse this time, bud. You're going to have to walk like the rest of us mortals, and he falls. Variety, going to go ahead and go to that Pyromancer as you pointed out, and that's a good call. That's exactly what you do. If there's multiple people on the duo side of the map, you go ahead and move in towards the other objective, but that does open them up to a free gold curve.
Genetics drops down some help, goes to the Watery Grave, but just can't out-secure up against all that from Sanguine. They get the kill as well, so they do end up losing Pyro That's probably still favorable rotation over to right, isn't it? Sanguine are bringing a ton of people to come get variety. He still has Bat of the Hell, which does help him escape a lot of the danger, and Sanguine won't chase. But Panatom has dodged the Windfire wheels from Scream, evaded the ultimate. Yardcore's low. He can't afford to stick around. The Dharmic Pillars does good to slow down the disengage, but that apple coming through should delay a lot of the aggression. I say that, but it won't delay Shinto. He finds Scream. And what about Genetics? He gets pulled back in. Well played by Panatom to catch him out, so Genetics falls as well. And now they can't afford to do the FG. They got to take some backs and Snoopy if they can find that tower. But a thing to sort of keep in your mind, if Yardcore and Variety aren't in the fight, it's basically an even fight, right? If not slightly in Sanguine's favor. So now the Variety is showing up. This is the kind of battle that eUnited want to take underneath this weakened Tier 1. Scream finds a great target and takes him up to the air. That was Netroid that he had grabbed, but even still it wasn't enough. The watery grave and the push don't do enough. He gets out of there, and Yardcore has sat on top of Snoopy for the kill. Now Scream is low. Panatom blinks in, can't get the pull, so Scream just barely gets out, and now Variety can re-engage. It's a healthy Camazotz that's suddenly in your backline, but he gets silenced out by Wrongview. Now Herwin has been taken up to the air, and Yardcore gonna keep right on spinning, sticking on him. Not quite enough for the kill, but the Sundering Strike cuts him down.
I've never seen a King Arthur so willing to continue attacking, and it continues now. Variety getting some aggression towards him.
But back into the fight here is Netroid. So there's 4 members of Sanguine and just a couple here from eUnited underneath the Tier 1 tower as they're running out of cooldowns to escape. A 2-man pull from Panatom sets up from Yardcore to hit the fadeaway. But now he's in some trouble. Has Variety sticking on top of him, so he's got to try and find the heals. Dipping and diving, dodging around. He will eventually end up falling as Scream gets the last bit of damage. But the rest of Sanguine get the Tier 1 tower to ring in their hands.
This is exactly what I was talking about when I said that Sanguine play their own rules. Let's hold that thought as Scream finds another ult.
It's Wrongview this time. The Discordia Apple is there for good damage, but yet again, Scream's target lives through all the aggression. They do finally get that kill, but now have they committed a bit too far? It looks like finally they should be able to grab this Tier 1 tower. I thought, but looks like it's not happening even yet again. Sanguine pushing them back out, even down 4v5, because the members of eUnited are just too low to stick around. Willing to just step right on in, though. This might be what eUnited finally have wanted, is Sanguine getting to be the aggressors, and maybe eUnited can play a little bit of that counter initiation and have some Windfire wheels that actually can get followed up on. But Genetic steps too far forward. He has been caught out. The Apple doesn't really find anybody, and Netroid gets the credit for the kill onto Genetic. So Sanguine now have the 5v4, and they don't have to worry about this Kuzenbo anymore. They head right back to start up the FG.
But look at Panatom's positioning on the back end. He knows that they're going to move up to defend, and he wants to get behind the fight.
Yeah, Variety's done. Nice setup, buddy, but Variety's already lost his life by this point, so the Fire Giant will go down in favor of Sanguine. He just cannot afford to step in that far by himself, and he ends up dying instantaneously. And Sanguine now starting to look clean. I'm starting to 30 seconds where he'll be vulnerable in this one, Myth. But Sanguine's still approaching things a bit slowly on this left-hand side. Not quite ready to step in. Now they pop the Frenzy. That's the go button. Variety comes to the backline as well. So Shinto gets some help from Netroid of all people. They put in good damage and forcing a lead. Meanwhile, Yardcore goes right for Snoopy. Knows there's no beads. Get the Aegis too and force him up onto the horse. And that's left Genetic all alone as the frontliner in the back. And the rest of Sanguine shred him easily. But now it's Scream's turn to come in, but he misses the Windfire wheels. So he's stuck in no man's land, the DMZ, and they shut him down. Left side Phoenix falls as well, and Sanguine can start to retreat.
eUnited did a good job Genetic throughout the day. I think if Sanguine is on the screen, it is itself a Vamos moment. They got Fire Giant, Vamos Sanguine.
Right, that's a Vamos moment if I've ever seen one. What if they can keep right on moving, looking for Genetics? There was a good backline dive. Look how low Shinto is. Someone has got to get back there to help my man out, but Genetics finds a way to get the job done. Now Scream is low in the back. Can't quite get to Panatom, but another kill did show up for Variety. They got rid of Netroid. All the damage has been taken care of on the side of Sanguine. United, if they can regroup and heal up, might finally be in a good spot.
Variety goes full Into mode, jumping into the blue buff. What was a favored fight for eUnited turns Druid kind of split off a little bit, and that's why the fight doesn't go their way. That's the first time that eUnited's been able to split up Sanguine, and maybe that's the key to success that we haven't seen yet. If you can maybe force separate fights, that's where you're favored. I take it back. You're not favored. Don't fight them alone.
No, not at all. Instead, that looks like the end of any to it. So eUnited will have time to set up defense on the left side Phoenix.
Snoopy is back alive as well. The only ultimate used was that golden apple, but Scream's dead, so Sanguine's favored.
Just turned back around in favor of Sanguine yet again, as Scream can't live through. Snoopy is finding some good shots here, though. If they can lock down Panatom, maybe they can turn things back around. But Panatom pulls a Houdini, gets the escape act. But now they're stuck in the Suns as well. Are eUnited. They step back in and force the leap away, but Snoopy gets the kill. But now what can Wrongview do to try and get some lockdown? Shinto has the flames burning. Netroid gets the kill. Genetics at least makes Shinto pay for it, but it's a double kill now for Netroid. Just Heroin for the next 30 seconds to defend.
How heroic do you think Tyler's feeling right now? I bet he's feeling pretty good on this defense. His Titan's burning pretty quick. 3 stacks from Sanguine. You know what? Yeah, he's got ult. Let's go. Vamos, hurry wins. Well,
cannot make it happen.
That's game.
Yeah, not with that ult, not hitting. Heroin, though, could still have a chance. Yarkor's quite low, and hey, maybe you memed a little bit too early there, Mifflin. Heroin indeed is able to make the defense happen. Can't find this secondary kill. Throws out the unruly magic. It takes a ton of damage from Dartmouth Killers, but that's where Sanguine are, all as a big group. So we are just going to potentially have another 5v5. I don't know if Sanguine recognize that they're all back here. No one's facing that way. The dive bomb comes out early, so Snoopy hops up onto the horse to put out good damage. Shinto is low. The shell was there to keep him alive.
Wow.
It takes all 3 shots, but Shinto gets a double before he dies. That's huge work to take care of Scream and Snoopy and still be able to survive. That was a late game gambit from eUnited that didn't quite work.
They were able to slow down some of that to be back up by the time the siege starts by Sanguine. I like that play from eUnited, and if it goes completely ballistic, if eUnited just take the fight cleanly, that would have been game. It's a huge risk play, but it comes out in favor of them.
This is exactly to your point, right? Because they don't have everyone here for DPS, eUnited are able to come in and find another kill on the back of it. They get rid of Netroid.
They know that Variety's on the opposite side of the map, but they also know that Teleport's available, so that's why we're seeing some hesitation come out from Sanguine on the engagement.
Yarkor loops around the back. They want Genetics. Even with the Thorns, there's just too much damage. He cannot defend. Yarkor takes a lot of punishment, though. But Netroid's doing more. Variety teleports in to his immediate death. He basically arrives inside a coffin, and now a good Dormant Pillars means that Panatom can lock down Snoopy, and suddenly it's just Scream and Heroin left. Scream gonna try and blink in, at least get 1 kill, but there's nothing there for him. This could be a almost Sanguine moment as they look to take care of eUnited.
Well, I'm not willing to count him out just yet. That's Tyler over there. That's Heroin. He's deflected these before, and he could do it again so long as Yarkor doesn't stop him, and he won't. That's 1 step down. Good luck, Sanguine. Vamos moment? We'll see.
I'm happy to say that it is at this point. They drop down the Suns. Heroin cannot do enough to fight literally all 5 members, and